What is up, guys? Welcome back to Call Me Old Fashioned, where we talk everything bourbon, whiskey, and of course, old fashions. Welcome to the late night pour version of the stream. We switched it over to the up and down version. We just did a little quick breakdown of the Woodford Reserve Master Collection batch proof, 121.2 proof. It's delicious. If you guys want to know every little detail about it, go watch that. It's not even like the full video. It's just a quick little first impressions. But we broke it down. Now we're on the fun live stream. I gotta lock the, whatever you want to call it, the focus in real quick. There we go. Now that thing won't fucking move. Anyways, welcome back. Happy Saturday. Hopefully, if you got some parlays going, you got some bet on football, hopefully it's still alive and you're not just kind of drinking away your sorrows. But if you are, let me know what you're sipping on. And of course, what should we drink next? Should we bring out the Woodford's Double Oak? I think that sounds fair. Sounds fair. If you guys can't tell, I changed the room up just slightly. Not like anything drastic, obviously. I just moved the table closer. So I have a lot more room for activities back here. I'm a little closer to you guys so we can feel closer. That's it. Oh, well, I mean, you can't see it, but I do also have another shelf over here. Somewhere to organize the bourbon so I can see it at like a quick glance. So, how's your weekend going? How's your Saturday hanging? Tater Dom says, we back. We are back. Thomas says, cheers, everyone. Tuck says, hello. Well, boys, we are in for a doozy. Just kidding, not really. I felt like last night we drank a lot, but we didn't like drink that much. My pours are really small comparatively. I just drank a lot of different things, we'll say. We had scotch last night. Not a fan of that. Let's do a little double oak. I was going to go pick up, because I'm out. I had it, the regular Woodfords, just for the video. But I ran out of it. And then I just didn't feel like going to the store and buying another one. At least not like right away, you know? That's what sucks. I turned the focus off and now it can't focus on everything. Can we split the difference? All right. We'll do that. Everybody knows what that bottle is. Anyway, Thomas says, still sipping on the broken, I'm thinking he's saying Broken Barrel 115. Okay. Why is that comment so small? What's happening here? Gotta make it large and in charge here. Right there. Huskier says, cheers, sipping on some BT. A little Buffalo Trace. I could go for some Buffalo Trace. I don't have any of that either right now. I mean, I have some Buffalo Trace things. I just don't have the Buffalo Trace. I shouldn't have started with high proof, guys. I fucked up. I fucked up there. Because this is like, it's still delicious. Don't get me wrong. The double oak still has all the great tasting notes, but it's like dialed way down. So, Tuck says he's sipping on some Fireball on the rocks. Hey, don't do that. Don't do that. You guys seen the video? Like people were getting roasted. There's like these two guys that go, you know, the only way I drink my whiskey is neat. And it was them having it on the rocks. Bro, I was dying because the comments was like, so who's going to tell him? I was having a good time with that video. Reckham says, I am drinking 8 shots of Everclear right now. Maybe don't do that. I mean, to each his own. But maybe hold off, you know? Maybe just one, you know? Start off slow. ease your way in. Or if you're going to do 8 shots of anything, maybe do something else. Maybe something tastes better. But who am I, you know? Liz says, cheers, boys. Liz, cheers. Anyways, so batch proof, delicious. I gotta know what has anybody had the Woodford's Master Collection batch proof for the 2024 edition? And did you get a bubblegum note? Or is there a note in there that I'm like just completely missing that's similar to bubblegum? You know what I mean? Like, what am I missing here? Because it was good, but I feel like there isn't bubblegum. There is not a bubblegum note. And I think my brain's just not processing it. You know, it's not going to tell me what it is. You know? So if you guys know what it is, like you guys remember back in the day when Saturday morning cartoons, you'd be watching like Pokemon. It's like, guess that Pokemon. We're going to do like guess that tasting note. You guys tell me. RMZ says, hello, LB1, drinking a little Elijah Craig store pick, 123 proof. That's kind of cool proof, though. 1, 2, 3. You almost have to buy it simply just for that, you know? A little Elijah Craig. Where did I just moved my Elijah Craig? Reckham says, where can I find some higher quality Everclear? Well, higher quality and Everclear don't go in the same sentence. But what you could do, because you thought I couldn't answer it, what is it? Old Smokies in Gatlinburg. It's a little moonshine distillery, right? I'm sure you know who Old Smoky is. They have a mason jar full of what's called Blue Lightning there, and it's like 130 or 140 proof, something crazy like that. So it's better, tastes better than Everclear for sure. Costs a little bit more, but that's the closest thing I could come up with. So I don't necessarily recommend that either, but I'd rather have that over cheapo Everclear. Tuck says, God, oh, I'm not gonna read all that. He wouldn't have taken away the McDonald's chicken selects. Whoa, hold the fuck up. McDonald's doesn't have chicken selects? That's crazy. Didn't know that. Oh, there it is. Don't know what that one was. He says, I've been putting antifreeze in my wine. You know what? Sometimes you just got to let nature take its course there. What? Why?
I don't know. I don't know what's different.
The gin's different.
I don't taste it.
I don't need to taste it.
I don't. Maybe.
It's Florida's. It's more citrusy.
Yeah.
And less.
I can't even taste
it. Yeah, St. Augustine's are better than what you were drinking before, but it's smaller. The barrel proof one, the barrel finish one is good. I like it more, but I knew you wouldn't like it more.
Yeah, I like this one more. But yeah. I also maybe didn't make it as strong.
Probably.
I don't know. Cat.
All right, I'm live.
Okay, sorry. Oh.
So, Tom says batch proof bottles for both recent releases are in most every liquor store for $159. He said never had one. This is the only one I've had of it. You know, I've always been kind of hesitant to it because I think I was saying something like last night about one of the bottles. What was it? I think we were talking about Old Granddad, right? Because you can get Old Granddad bonded, or you can buy like the Old Granddad 16 year. It's 100 proof. It's the same thing. It's just a special release. It's only going to happen one time, right? So you're paying for the age and you're just paying for the limited edition-esque of it. And I'm like, you can't change a budget bottle into a $200 bottle. So I was always kind of on the same side for Woodford's, right? Woodford's, you know, Kentucky straight bourbon's good. It's cheap-ish, right? It's like $30. I like it. I like the Next Level Up even more. The Woodford's Double Oak. But then when you find this one like 160 bucks, you're like, is it that much better? You know what I mean? Now I think the big win for this one's going to be is it is going to be higher proof. It is going to be straight from the barrel, so you're not getting anything watered down. You're going to get all of the Woodfordness goodness in there. I do like that they have, like, each year they blend that barrel, right? The distiller picks their favorites, they blend it into the master's selection collection, and then they send it. So it shouldn't be the same each year. So I like that aspect. And I'm cool with having one. I may pick up a different version. Like if they come out with if they came out with like a double oak master's collection, oh, for the love of God, I'd ran my car through the store just to get it. But bro, somebody get the distiller on the phone, bro. I could sell this shit in a heartbeat. Just hello. I tell them exactly what to go make. Yeah, no, the proof's good. I like the proof, but yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely one of those things where if you have the option, definitely try before you buy, whether it's go have a pour of it or have a buddy, let you try his or whatever. I think that would always be a good thing to do with anything that's an expensive bottle if you have the opportunity, but easier said than done. So, Tuxio says McDonald's chicken selects were bomb. I didn't know they were gone though. That's the issue. Because I heard they're bringing back the snack wraps. What do they put in the snack wraps? Chicken nuggets? That's concerning. The chicken selects were money, Same thing with the McSkillets, the breakfast burritos that were like the size of like your fucking arm. Those were good. The good old days of the little Mickey D's. I don't eat McDonald's that often, but you can't beat the ones back in the day. It was like half price to what it is now. McChickens are like $2. They used to be 99 cents. What do I have comparatively? I think a more fair comparison. I love the Woodford's Double Oak, don't get me wrong. It just doesn't have the proof to kind of stack up there. So let's just pour up a shot of. It looks like I'm standing. I'm sitting on my foot. Pour up a little shot of the Nulu Double Oak Straight Bourbon whiskey. A little weeded. Single barrel. This did obviously win my pour of the year. It's good, don't get me wrong. But it definitely is very much exactly what I was looking for all year. So I knew it was going to have to win. Like, Woodford's is good, don't get me wrong. It's just the proof. The only thing Woodford's Double Oak is missing is the proof. This one comes like with similar stuff with all the proof. This is actually higher proof than this, right? This is 121.2. This is 122 proof. Look at me being a proof snob. So, anyways. Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color? See, that's money right there. It's kind of not a fair comparison though overall. Like, this one is, they're two totally different profiles. I probably pick the Nulu still. The Nulu, to me, just, it's what I want to drink most of the time. The Woodford's was really good though. It had a lot of different complexities to it. Tuck says, the stream is experiencing a little anomaly. What are we talking about? Tuck says it's not lagging, but it's jumping every few seconds. I don't know. That's not good. The stream shouldn't lag. That looks like it could be in a magazine, that bottom picture. I mean, if it is lagging for you, I'm definitely sorry about that. Maybe check your Wi-Fi. It's like I restarted everything. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta do that. Can't always blame me. I put a new lens on this camera over here. I really shouldn't have, but I wanted to. It's like a fixed 85. So if the focus is on, it's snappy, right? It wants to focus on different things, just not everything all at once. I mean, I gotta have IT just checking out the kinks. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Just goddamn, bro, this finish on that motherfucker just for days. Keeping my water intake up, boys. Anyways, we are about 100 hours away from being monetized, so that's why we're cranking out these live streams, just hanging out, have some fun. So let me know if there's a certain pour I should be having or should be hunting. That's the more important question. Is there a bottle in particular I should be hunting when I go to these liquor stores? Because I'll tell you, my list used to be really long. Now I got like a couple, and even then, like I'm not even like I know I'm not finding them anyway. So yeah, like obviously things that I know I'm hunting currently, as far as like bourbon goes, is going to be the Still Austin cigar blend, the Tanger. Definitely want to find that eventually. Woodford's double oak. Obviously, they should normally release like towards the end of January. Distillery only, but I did see on their website it said due to weather forecasts and the predicted road conditions, the Woodford's Reserve Distillery will be closed this Friday and Saturday, January 10th, 11th. So they're closed yesterday and today. They wanted to watch the stream, that's why. So, I mean, I get it. So, that should technically be releasing either end of this month or, because of the storm, early February. If I had to guess, I don't know for sure. I got no plug. Miss Miyagi said, backwards hat, you know it's fucking on tonight. Hey, I did it because I did a stream section, end of the stream, start another live. I changed the background colors. I went to a vertical, and I threw the hat backwards, boys. I can't change everything, but I changed a little bit. Anyways. So yeah, obviously Still Austin, Woodford's Double Oak, or the Toasted, or any of those, really. I'd love to find those. From there, what's the other ones? I hear the Redwood Empire single barrel, the haystack needle haystack, whatever it's called. I hear those are actually like being found in the wild. So obviously they sold out online pretty quick, but I'm guessing like they sent out quite a bit to the stores, and because of the price tag, they're not like selling super quick. So you never know. I may come across those. If I find that, that's definitely a pickup for me. What else am I looking for? Obviously, I could say all the allocated stuff too, right? Because I still need to find some of the, antique collection for Buffalo Trace. I want to get a couple of those this year, mainly the Eagle Rare 17 year. I'd love to get my hands on a 13th Colony Double Oak. I think that would be kind of cool. I heard, don't know if it's true, but I heard St. Augustine Distillery is going to release a Double Oak this year. towards the end of 2025, you bet your ass I'll be down there. So I'm hoping that was not just somebody trying to keep a conversation going. I was hoping that was somebody being honest. So hopefully. North Florida says, "Oh my God, I just finished off our fish hawk. It was amazing. Haven't had it in a while. Now I have to get another." I mean, usually that's how it goes, you know? Finish one, buy another. I can't even pronounce that, bro. Batch 1, 10 of 300. Okay, okay. I like bottles like that too, that kind of have like a one of something, right? Even if it's a high number, I still like it. I think it just adds a little character to it. What else on my hunting list? I think this year I'll definitely pick up a New Rift Rye single barrel, and I'll probably pick up a new single barrel of the bourbon as well, just because I know I like the other one. I drank that quite often. What is it? Ben Holiday, Rickhouse Proof. I know that's somewhere where I know it's at, so I'll pick that up eventually. Let's see. Everybody keeps saying I'm having some technical difficulties here. Let's check. My strain doesn't typically have those, so let's ask High Tea. Anyways, there was a few more that I was looking for as well. Which one is it? I almost picked up a Knob Creek 12 year the other day, but I didn't. Oh, the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye. I got to get one this year. There's no excuses. I should already have one, but I don't. But I'm going to get one. So, Thomas says, I just cracked open an Evan Williams single barrel vintage. First time available in Michigan, my area anyway. So that's pretty cool. I hear kind of mixed things on those, but that's mainly because the people that say they like it are just really big Evan Williams fans. The people that say they don't like it are ones that don't like Evan Williams. So it's hard to gauge on those kind of bottles. It hasn't been something that I've been really crazy to pick up, but let me know how it is. Budget bottles. Let's see what else I had in mind for budget this year. Obviously, when they release out new stuff, that's when you kind of dive into that anyway. Manifest, which is the distillery in Jacksonville, they're going to release their bourbon at the end of this year in November, I believe. So I'll definitely pick that up as well. I didn't say I didn't believe you, Tux. I was just asking how your internet was. Oh, lordies. Tux says his audio's working fine. It's just 04. That's funny. Anyways, so yeah, that's kind of on my hunt list right now, but I need to expand that because most of those on that list you're not gonna find, every day. And I gotta have some things in the bank that either people want to see or things that I should be trying for the channel in general. So that way, I know when I go to the liquor store when it's like a quick run instead of like an actual hunt, I can try and find something that people actually like, you know. Or oh, the other one, I need to check on that actually. The Sasquatch from Short Barrel, the maple finish. Really want that. You know what? Maybe we make a fun old fashioned. I saw some things. Earlier, so I want to test them out. And I can use this St. Augustine too, because I'm down with that. Let me order some ice off of Uber Wifes. Where's my cups? Let's do a little. Thomas says, I'm waiting on the 25-01 Bookers. Watchman999 says, what was that Woodford's? Bottling 121.2. I knew I should have left it up here. That's my bad. I should have left it up here. It is the Woodford's Reserve Master Collection Batch Proof, the 2024 edition. It is one of their more expensive bottles, unfortunately. He says, howdy from Canada, eh? Canada, eh? Well, welcome. They did the Master Collection, though, was really good. It's different, but it's good. I also need this little cherry, and I need this. I need a spoon. But yeah, so I saw an old fashioned being made with maple syrup, chocolate bitters, and yeah, it just looked good. So I'm gonna trial and error it with you guys live on the stream. So that way you guys can judge the way I make it. North Florida says, looking for bookers. I'll take any, but we'll keep an eye out for that one, Tom. Thanks. I mean, I haven't really seen any bookers, so like it hasn't really crossed my rounds. Thomas says, I've seen a few finished batch proof Woodford's balls around too. I've seen the Moderna one, right, of these, the Master Collection, but I didn't pick that one up. It's also like $10 more than that, so I was like, you got to save the $10, you know. They did have a different one. I don't know which one. It was like 119 proof. I just went with the higher one, which happens to be the 2024 one. So Watchman says, love that Woodford. I was able to find a bottle at Costco of this, or just regular Woodfords, like the 30 to 35-ish bottle, or the double oak, because I love me some double oak. Well, I'm still waiting on the ice, but I could say the same thing for you. It's been a while, and it's been a minute. I'm about to make an old fashioned, not with the Woodfords though. I'm gonna make it with the St. Augustine Distillery. It is gonna be with their single barrel select. This one's gonna be from Shores Liquor. I believe it's 110 proof. It's good stuff though. Thomas says, I saw a hunting video where they got the Woodford's batch proof for 119 at Costco. See, that's a good deal. I didn't look at Costco. Maybe I should have. Anyways, so let me see if I can bring my cup into focus. I'm not sure if I can. Oh, I guess I can. Look at me go. Just set this over here. All right, anyways, so I'm going to use this maple syrup. It's a Whistle Pig signature maple cocktail syrup. So me and Whistle Pig don't get along too often, but when we do, we maple syrup it. Now I prefer to have the St. Augustine one. That one, money. That's one of my favorite maple syrups, aged in bourbon barrels. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with chocolate bitters, right? They say kind of whatever your preference is on bitters, but I'm going to do, let's just do 6, right? So it was like 5 to 6. I don't know how to gauge that properly. And then let's do this. It's a twist? What is this? Oh, it is a screw. A little ½ ounce. High Top Sports says, heard a legend scooped up Blanton's today. Anybody that's still buying Blanton's for secondary is just kind of crazy to me. Anyways, so chocolate bitters, Whistle Pig's maple syrup, and then we're going to do, it says huge bourbon haul. Okay, on just one bottle is what we're calling a huge bourbon haul. Anyways, we're going to do basically 2 ounces of the St. Augustine bourbon. Obviously, you know, for me, Watchman says audio's cutting in and out too. I have no idea what's going on with any of that. He says 75 biatch, like if it's not, like if that's a good price still. Like, well, 75 is not bad. It's not MSRP though. Thomas says $100 is a must buy for the batch proof. Yeah, I agree. If you can find it for $100, the batch proof of the Woodford's Masters Collection, I think that is like all day. You'd pick that up. You don't even think twice. You just pick it up and figure the rest out later. Anyways, so it sounds good to me. I know it's cutting out for some. It's not for others. I don't know. They also said the video's chopping up sometimes. I don't know. I didn't do anything different. Tux, well, let me guess, you created a separate account just to justify yourself? Is that what's happening here? Oh, you gotta put a little cherry, yeah. There is no old fashioned without a cherry. Thomas says now my audio is going. I don't know. I even moved the mic. He says, "Oh no, you don't, Thomas." That's funny. Well, give it a second. Let's see if it's maybe it's my internet. Who knows? I'll hop off the Wi-Fi here, just in case. And then obviously you gotta smoke it. Oh, here it is. For me, I'm gonna go with a little cherry wood, if I can find it. Found it. So yeah, a little cherry wood. Bring that in nice and good. You don't need nothing crazy as far as chips go. You just need a little. Light her up. I have a bigger smoker, but that smokes the whole room out. And I'm now that I'm like lighting this one because I'm using the chips from that one. It's a chips. Not that there's a lot of smoke in here, but they take forever to light. So maybe that's why. He says it's not us, it's you. My audio is the same as it's always been though, so like there's nothing I could possibly do different. Blame it on the drones? Possibly. So the smoke glass is key. I have one that's like a box that you set the glass in, you smoke the entire box. That one's money, but it literally will smoke this entire room. Cheers, let's test her. That's a little campfire. A little campfire vibes right here. This is a good old fashioned. If you guys have chocolate bitters, maple syrup, and let's say around 110 proof, you can use Old Granddad too, probably be pretty good. If you have a somewhat higher proof, that's a mean old fashioned. That hits really different. I made an old fashioned with the maple syrup and the rye. Didn't go that well, but this goes good. Thomas says, if you like smoky whiskey, try Balcones. Brimstone whiskey from Texas. I always pronounce that wrong, but whatever. Tuck says, high top bought and paid for by Call Me Old Fashioned. Of course he's saying that. I can't afford him. Anyways, so old fashioned's money. That Woodford's though, that would have been good in old fashioned. I just don't know if I want to waste that, you know. It's not a waste. Anything you're drinking is not a waste in per se, but the but like putting it in a cocktail that you have no idea if it's going to be good or bad or what. So that's where I lost a little faith. Oh shit, I'm knocking over the cherries. Cherries are down. Honestly, after yesterday, drinking the scotch, even though it was the Macallan and we almost pretended like we were on Suits, it wasn't worth it. Macallan is hot dog shit. So I was tasting that this morning. I was just like, not for me. Not for me. I wanted to like it. I wanted to like scotch. Watchman says, I think audio might be a YouTube problem. I jumped out and back in. Now it's fine. YouTube's doing some weird stuff. It might be TikTok trying to retaliate since they're going to get banned. So who knows? Crazier shit has happened. So I'm sorry if you guys don't like the quality of the live stream, but I typically have some pretty high quality, so you're going to have to give me a break if it is me. But I don't think it's me. Thomas says, I get Blantons for MSRP and I trade them for something good. Hey, I know High Top loves Buffalo Trace, so they've been dying to get Blantons. Blantons is not that common to get around here. So if he can get it and he can get it for $75, I know he's going to pick it up. And he's probably going to drink it. So I have Blantons. I didn't get it for MSRP and I don't drink it. Like I drink it, but I don't really drink it. what he needs to try is the E.H. Taylor single barrel. Not single barrel. E.H. Taylor small batch. He'll forget all about blends. If only he knew somebody with like a really big like whiskey collection where he could come over and try that kind of stuff, you know? He just I don't know if he knows anybody like that has like a surplus of like bourbon or whiskey and stuff like that, you know? Not everybody knows people. Anyway, boys. So, nobody's got any other like recommendations on what to go hunt for? Like we're just going to let me go wander into a liquor store with no plan? It's like $67.99. I mean, if I can find Blanton's for that price, I would pick it up too. So, Husker says, "What's your thoughts on Blanton's Gold?" I've never had Blanton's Gold from more than just like a single small like smidgen of a pour. So I guess I really couldn't say, but to be honest, like Blanton's in general is good, right? Well, since we're on the topic, Blanton's is good. It's definitely one of the better of the Buffalo Trace lineup, right? If you get it for MSRP, it's a buy. If you get Blanton's Gold for MSRP, it's a buy. Any of those stuff, MSRP is a automatic pick it up, because at MSRP prices, those are some of the better stuff you can get. But when you start getting like secondary prices again, you start really going like, all right, well now it's not really worth it like that to me. Somebody may love it, and that's by all means fine with them. But I've had this bottle of Blanton's back here for a year, and I keep it simply just so I can say I still have it. I don't finish it off, but it doesn't blow my socks off. Like if you start trying to see what some of these people are selling that stuff for, $200 sometimes. Like I'm hell no. I paid $110 for mine, and I already kind of felt a little weird about spending that much, and it does not stack up to like a price tag of 110 either. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. I'd love to find everything for MSRP, and I'll wait till I do, because eventually I will. So, Watchman says, Green River Full Proof, is it worth a look? Absolutely. Yeah, it's right out of frame, actually. Yeah, Green River Full Proof is really good. I actually had a subscriber send me a sample, and then I tried the sample, and all I could taste was like Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies, because it has like a mint note, a chocolate note, decent proof. Let's do a pour of that next. It's actually really good. I don't go to it as often for some reason, but it is good. I'm pumped on it. It has a few uniqueness notes to it that I was pretty happy with. Husker says Uncle Nearest single barrel is a good one. Okay, I've seen a lot of people with Uncle Nearest. I don't have one either, but you know, I think it might be time. Maybe I pick one up, because I don't think it's that expensive either. I think it's kind of mid-range price. Tom says, hopefully MM has some interesting things coming up for you in 2025. Or interesting. I read that all wrong, actually. Thomas says, hopefully MM has some interesting things coming up for 2025. So a little Maker's Mart. I mean, I hope so. I'd love to have some unique Maker's Mart options. So they had some good ones in 2024. Yeah, they had some good ones. They had some bad ones. My favorite, to be honest, like I didn't have a ton of them. I didn't buy a ton of them. I had a couple pours of some, but the Generations of Proof was probably one of the better values. Cheap-ish, 3 different bottles, all decent proof points, different profiles. I liked it. I was a big fan of that. Watchman says, I really like Ben Holiday Cask Strength. You mean the Rickhouse proof? That one's on my list. Like, I definitely want to pick that up. I know it's at Total Wine right now, too. I It's one of those ones where I know like not a lot of people care too much about it, so it just kind of goes to the bottom. And when I find something else, I just pick it up first. Watchman says Frey Ranch, not so much. Frey Ranch is actually on my list, but from what a couple of people have told me, it's simply just get the cast strength versions because they just have. It's almost like you unlock a whole different profile because the regular baseline is good, but just doesn't have too much to it. The cast strengths apparently have a lot of complexity to it, so I'm down to pick up the cast strength of the rye and uh, the the bourbon. I just don't see them. So Thomas says he has the Frey Ranch Uncut High Proof coming next week. Thomas, I can't wait to hear your thoughts on it because that one's definitely on the list too. Watchman says yes, Rickhouse Proof. Yeah, that one's on my list too. I love Ben Holiday. Ben Holiday, the soft red wheat, has been like one of my kind of like go tos to like just sit on or sip on whenever I'm like just kicking back and I'm not trying to care about the tasting notes. I don't care about the price of drinking something that's too expensive. Mainly when I'm watching football and I just want something that is good, higher quality than like a budget bottle, and I'm not making a mixed drink or something. That's usually one of the ones I kind of gravitate towards. So it's right here. It's the third bottle. The new camera angle, pushing everything back, getting a little bit closer, allows you guys to somewhat see the top. But I completely understand it's still hard because there's no lights up on that one on those shelves. There needs to be though. So, all right, some Frey Ranch, some Uncle Nearest, obviously Buffalo Trace lineup if I can find it for MSRP. What was the other ones? I went too far. I went too far. Somebody said Booker's earlier. So I hear you. Thomas says, love the Rickhouse Proof bourbon. Can't find the soft red wheat Rickhouse Proof. That's the one that I do find. It's the soft red wheat Rickhouse Proof is the only Rickhouse Proof one that's at the Total Wine. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. No, I don't think so. I've looked at it's been sitting there, and the only reason it doesn't sell is it's like $80 or something like that. I think is the price on it, 80-ish. The Total Wine that I go to, a lot of times the higher price stuff, unless it's like some new like hyped up release, it will just kind of sit on the shelf because not a lot of people in that area are going to spend that kind of money on something that isn't like super hyped up. So it's a weird area. A lot of tourists, but not enough for stuff like that. Uncle Nearest high proof is 100 around here. Whoa. Okay. I'm not spending $100 on Uncle Nearest. Maybe we find like like a entry level bottle that I can try first, because I'm not down to spend $100 on a brand I've never really had. That's one thing that I am very like big on when it comes to like spending good, like some serious money on a new bottle. For example, I'm gonna use the Woodfords as a prime example. I'd never go out and just buy that, Masters collection without having the double oak or the Kentucky straight bourbon first, because I want to know if I even like the profile. I want to know if I like that, that type of bourbon of what they're making before I ever go spend some serious money. And most of the time, people are going to have some lower, cheaper entry level bottles, and they kind of work you up the ladder. If Uncle Nearest has that too, then let's just do that first. You know what I mean? I'm not diving into $100 right out the gate, because if I don't like it, oh man, I'd let them have it. and I don't want to do that because I don't think that's fair. So, because $100, that's a high price bottle. Husker says, I think I paid $80 for my Uncle Nearest. Damn, bro. $8? I haven't heard that much about it. I hear about it, but I don't hear that much about it. Isn't, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't there like a few of you guys that like the Old St. Nick's? I think it's a rye. This old fashioned money, by the way, really good. It's like almost like a it's not like full blown dessert vibes, but close, right? Like I don't want more than one, but I'm okay with finishing one, if that makes sense. The chocolate bitters, the maple syrup, I think that's a really well paired version that I probably wouldn't have thought of. Because I normally go with maple syrup and I go with like a I feel like brown sugar, and then I go, okay, let's put some citrus in it. Let's do orange, right? Orange, maybe a little cherries, but I don't typically go like dive more into the sweetness. Say, okay, let's do maple syrup, chocolate, and cherries. Reckham says, I'm back. I ran out of Everclear. I'm sorry you ran out. Have you ever tried Skull Vodka? That's more on the price tag of what you've been drinking. So Thomas says they have a low proof version that is only $29. God damn, where am I from? New York? It says nearest green. I heard it was crap. Well, fuck. I don't want to. I don't. Is there something between that? Like $29 and $100. They don't got like a $50 bottle that I could buy that's like maybe a bottled and bond or something. You know what I mean? Like they ain't got nothing like that. I'm down to get the $29 bottle to try it, but if it's crap, that one of the issues that I have with budget bottles, right, is let's say if it's a new brand that I've never got into and I'm trying them out and I'm just trying to see what they're working with. Like, do they have any potential, right? If I get a budget bottle and it's shit, then I'm not going any farther. I'm drawing a line and go, I'm not going to the expensive ones most of the time. Unless somebody's like really just preaching about it. So maybe I don't completely start with their bless you. Maybe I go with like a mid-range, like a $50 bottle. If they have some that are $100 that people are buying, they gotta have something. Husker says, I think they have 100 proof around 50 in my area. See, that's probably the one I'd pick up. I don't need their budget proof $90 or 90 proof budget bottle. Maybe I pick it up anyway just for funsies. But I'm okay with going to like their second step, right? Because I think entry level bottles in general, they're good for test runs, right? Gives you a good idea. But for somebody that does like dive into like the bourbon / whiskey enthusiast kind of vibes where you're really trying to pick out tasting notes and you're really looking for something unique, I think going to the bottled and bond versions are a good way to get into the stepping stones to say, hey, is the more expensive bottles worth it? Thomas says the white label is less expensive. White label is less expensive than the green one that's $29? If they have one that's less than $29, I'll pick it up just for fucking shits and giggles. $30 is like, I'm not gonna just throw away $30 for fun, but they got like a $20 one, I'll throw it away just for whatever. But don't get mad if I shit on it. But their bottled and bond would be something that I think if somebody does have a bottled and bond version, that's a fair bottle to judge. It's going to be 4-year age. It's going to be 100 proof. Obviously, it's probably going to have their traditional mash bill in it. because nobody wants to sit on something for 4 years if it's creative. So I think that would be a fair bottle to judge in general if they have that. I'll do some research on it. I'll look into it. The name is now singed into my hunting brain, and we'll take a look-sees. Anyways, so we're about to finish up this old fashioned, and then we're going to oh, no, less than their expensive one. Dylan says Blanton's is overrated. I agree. Says really think about buying a bottle. If you can get it for MSRP, yeah, it's worth a pickup at MSRP. I don't buy into the I mean, I understand Blanton's has a right to be hyped up for certain reasons. I don't think the Blanton's in particular should be at $100+ a bottle. MSRP is around 65-ish. Marking it up $10, $20 even, I'm okay with. I think that'd be a fair assessment. The only reason it's marked up that much is because everybody's trying to find it, and people are going, hey, if I'm going to sell out, let's see how far I can push it. And people just kept going with it. You know, the antique collection, you know, Eagle Rare or the Double Eagle Very Rare, like I understand that. I understand why those can have some serious hype to it. But at the end of the day, like, Blanton's is just Blanton's. It's 90 proof. Tyler says, someone's bitch list. Yeah, probably you. The fuck? I'm married, bro. What the fuck you mean? Dylan says, so if I was going to spend that kind of money on a bottle of whiskey, what would you recommend? $75 or like $65? I'll give you kind of a quick like rundown, right? So if you had $65, still Austin cask strength, you're going to get less from that. I like that one a lot. It's 116 proof. I like this like $50 range. I like the New Riff single barrels because their single barrels are about the same. And I like all the Redwood Empire stuff. The Pipe Dream 101 for $50. I like the Devil's Tower for around $75. Above that, $75. $75 would be a harder ask because there's not a lot of bottles that are just 75. Going back to the Redwood Empire, I'll pick up both bottled bonds, the Bourbon and the Rocket Top Rye, for around 75 as well. Both, I would say, is better than Bland's. Hill Billington says Tyler has AIDS. I'm sorry, Tyler. I didn't know. I didn't mean to make fun of you. Tyler also says I'd rather take the money and buy that amount of money and buy a little Asian boy. I got one if you're interested. He's one of my good friends, but you know, $75, you know. Now we have a bidding war. Dylan says $100. Oh, $100 for the whiskey. $100 whiskey is hard. I don't think a lot of things are worth $100. $100. I haven't had the wheated. I imagine the wheaten was just as good. Heaven Hill grain to glass rye is a higher price one. I believe it's around 120. That one I believe is worth the price. If you like rye. If you don't like rye, don't waste your money on that. But $100 is hard to I would say if you have $100, buy two $50 bottles. You're probably going to be better off anyway. Huskier says Knob Creek 12 would be a good one to try, Dylan. Knob Creek 12 is my favorite Knob Creek. I'm not the biggest fan of Knob Creek in general. Like, I have the 9-year up here, and it's okay. It's one of those ones that I kind of started out on. I had a subscriber send in a sample of the 12, and I really like the 12. So I almost bought the 12 the other day, but I ended up buying that Master's Collection instead, and I ran out of budget. So Dylan says, thanks for information, guys. Just now getting into the whiskey. Hey, we're here for you. I got a ton of videos on what kind of, what's the best bottle at certain price points. I do reviews all the time, so check a few of those out. Really, when you're just getting into it, I would recommend buying a bunch of like the entry level bottles, and then figuring out which distilleries, which profiles. What if you like bourbon, you like rye better, right? And then you can start narrowing down like where you could really spend some decent money. Don't just go out the gate, drop $100 on something. El Diablo says, I got a Blanton's problem. Okay. What's the problem though? Is it that you're out or you buy too many? Hillbilling says the Bourbon X Rye knob is great. I saw that one the other day. I almost got so you guys tell me if I messed up. I keep knocking over my water and I'm getting fucking annoyed. So I went the other day and I picked up the Yellowstone pack. Got it on sale, right? That was Friday's live stream. If you're curious about those, go watch that live. I break those down. But I went in there for the Yellowstones, and then I was also going to pick up the Knob Creek 12. Then I saw the Bourbon Rye, so I was going to get the Yellowstone, the Knob Creek 12, and the Bourbon Rye Knob Creek as well. And I was also going to pick up that Macallan 12-year Scotch, just a sample bottle, just to give it a little taste test, right? But instead of the Knob Creeks, I picked up the Woodford's Master Collection because I just wanted it. So you never know. But I'm also not the biggest Knob Creek fan, and I am a big fan of Woodford, so that's why I went that direction. But next time, maybe I pick up the Knob Creeks. We have a little Knob Creeks night. Stride in the chat says Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond should be less than $45. Seen it as high as $70, but really good bourbon. Stride, you know what's funny is Heaven Hill in some areas is allocated, right? Some areas they put it out for, like, they have it in their point system. Here in Florida, it's on sale most of the time. I think IROC had one. He sent it in the Discord last night. He picked up the gift set. We get a Heaven Hills Bottled and Bond plus the little Glen. That's the best value that I've seen. That's around $50. $70 for Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond, too high. I'm okay with paying $50, $55. I do. That's one of my favorite ones as far as like bottled and bonds go. I don't call it Heaven Hill. I call it Haven Hill though, just for fun. El Diablo says over 20 bottles and counting of Blanton's. Bro, stop buying them. Stop. Switch it up. At least like spread out the love. Get some E.H. Taylors. Get some Eagle Rare. Maybe a couple Stags. Spread the love. Don't just get Blanton's. Blanton's is not the end-all be-all. So, there's other stuff in there. But if you want to be like a tater, by all means, do you. I'm not judging you. But, like, if you want to slide me a couple just on, like, for free, like, you just DM me, Alex in the chat says, nice. Alex, welcome to the stream, bud. Thomas says, Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond is tasty for 50. For 50, $45, it's real tasty. $55, that's pretty good. $60, it's aight. Above that, I'm not buying it. So I got those too. Hey, El Diablo, then I don't think you have a Blanton's problem. I think you have a drinking problem where you can't drink it fast enough. So I'll come over. We'll figure out how to solve the problem. Maybe I take a couple away from you just so you don't have such a giant surplus, For you, being such a good friend, I'll do that. Thomas says, some Costco stores have Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond for $39. Accurate. That's where I got mine. Costco for the win. Costco has some. Where's my other camera? I think my camera died, boys. We have not been live that long, have we? I sit down in my chair and think. There we go. And we're back. Anyways, Stride says, don't sleep on that Jack Daniel's rye at 133 proof. That flavor profile is crazy. Stride. I think you probably in those live streams. Jack Daniel's single barrel proof bourbon or rye. If you find it above 130, you buy it. There's no questions. You buy it. I have not found the rye above like 120 in a long time. And I don't know if that's just them pumping it out or what the case is. But if I find it at 130, I'm buying it, no questions. So I agree with you. Thomas says some Costco's have Heaven Hill bottle and bond for $39. Didn't I just read that? Oh, I think my chat's bouncing around again. Stride says my Costco has it for 44. 44 bucks is not bad either. Don't get me wrong. Mine had it on sale for 39 bucks at one point. RMZ says I've been picking up some Eagle Rare for 38 bucks around me. RMZ, remind me, where are you from again? Jesus, bless you. El Diablo says, LO, if I make it to Florida sometime, I'll bring you a bottle. I've given multiple bottles away. See, I'm just trying to have friends like you. That's all. You know, my friends ask me for Blanton's. They don't give me Blanton's. I mean, you can be like Thomas, bro. Bring the Blanton's and I'll trade you for something. Hey, I appreciate you. Damn, my nose is all jacked up now. Stride says, found that JD Ryan Valdosta. See, that's part of my issue, right? It's like, I'm always so busy, right? Which sounds like an excuse. And sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. When I travel for work, I drive to North Carolina quite often, right? From Florida to North Carolina. So I drive through Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. South Carolina's trash. There's only one liquor store I even want to attempt to go to, and it's by the Buc-ee's over in Florence. That one looks legit. Everything else has been whatever. I haven't been to a lot, don't get me wrong, so I can't speak on all of South Carolina. North Carolina, dog shit. Dog shit for bourbon. Don't even attempt it. They're all state ran. It's not good. The most exciting thing I found was Woodford's Double Oak in North Carolina. I hear some people get great things. Good on them. I didn't find it. Georgia, I hear, is like a honey hole. But Georgia, I can't find a liquor store I can just pop off to right off of the interstate. And I don't want to drive 30 minutes into Georgia just for liquor, because that's 30 minutes in, 30 minutes out, then back onto my road trip when usually I'm already crunched for time. So I'd love to like dedicate some time simply just to go to Georgia for bourbon hunting. I just haven't done that yet. He says right outside Atlanta. I don't go typically through Atlanta. I usually try to avoid that. I usually go up 95. I go through Savannah and then kind of cross up when I drive. It's 95 to wherever. On the way home, in the middle of the night, I'll drive through Atlanta, but that's because it's like a ghost town. During the week, not on the weekends. This one's 10 minutes off I-20. So that's a 20-minute round trip, though. But that one might be, I'd be okay with. 20 minutes, both ways, I think that's worth it. It's when it's 20 minutes off, and I got it 20 minutes, and I get caught in traffic, Then I stop and get food and gas, and then I pop back on 20 minutes the other way. You know what I mean? It turns into an hour event that I really just don't want to spend an extra hour on the road, because those drives for me typically are like 9 hours. 9 hours in a car is brutal, and I want to trim that down to 6 or 7. Is usually what I want to do. Stride said, did some tastings tonight with friends. That's awesome. 10 different bottles, and my buddies don't even remember the Blantons. When you're part of the illusion of Blantons is when you're holding the bottle, it's cool. When you know what you're drinking, it's cool because it's super hyped up. And you're like, look, we got Blantons, boys. When you do it blind, it's good. It's still good. It'll beat out normal Buffalo Trace in a blind. It's nice and sweet, super approachable. Still has a little bit of complexity, but not too much, right? It's got enough for the average and the connoisseur to be okay with it. But beyond that, when you get something like a heavy hitter in there, it's gonna blow it out the water. That's why people like Stag more than Blanton's, because Stag has more to it. Thomas says you have to buy Southern Star Paragon Cast Strength from North Carolina and their high rye bourbon. Great stuff. I didn't. All right, I will. The next time I travel, I'm going to North Tennessee in February, towards the end of February. So I got a few places I want to stop. I don't know if we're taking the wife and kids, because I literally have a wedding on my anniversary. So I may take the wife and kids, but who knows? You know, I think one of the craziest evolutions of this channel in general is, started this channel wanting to make cocktails, old fashions, obviously, because of the name, call me old fashioned. But honestly, over the past year, I like having a quick little pour more. I still have a time and place for cocktails. Don't get me wrong. But I've been enjoying just having straight up bourbon, straight up whiskey, straight up rye more. Cocktails are still good. I still like them, but I've just been enjoying the pours more. So, you guys let me know what our next pour is. El Diablo says, where's your bourbon cave setup / where's your bourbon cave setup? Garage, basement? No, it's my office. It's just a bedroom that I converted. I live in an apartment, so it's I don't know, 20 foot by 20 foot. I don't know. It's a square. Shed out back. No. I wish, because if I had like it in the garage or a basement or a shed, I would be able to do cigars, no problem. That's why I also don't break out the big smoker, right? Because when I do, it smokes the entire room. The kid's room is literally on the other side of that wall, so I don't want him smelling up no cherry wood smoke or anything like that. So it's a room, but I decked it out. Like, this wall is actually supposed to be white, but I put up acoustic wood paneling for 1, look, and 2, sound. Put up some shelves, some lights. Well, a new addition to the room I did at the end of the stream yesterday is I have a little bookshelf here now, because I used to have it all piled up on a table over here, and it was protruding out so far that I didn't have room. I like to set shit there during the live. Now I have it over here. I can see it nice and good. Everything kind of has a place. I like it. And then I can still use this area to put my water. You know, maybe we do like a bourbon room tour, but it's really just, it would take like 2 minutes if that. Walk in. Here we go. On the other side of the camera, we have the non-bourbon stuff, right? We have like the Wife's Vodka, you know, Tito's, Three Olives, Heat Check, the jalapeno one, Manifest, and St. Augustine's vodka and gin. So that's not for me, that's for her. Stride says, man, got on the Woodford's Double Oak, hitting all the right notes tonight. Bro, I love Woodford's Double Oak. That's kind of where I started the stream. Back here. Oh, it's behind me. You can't see it. Ta-da! I love Woodford's Double Oak. To me, it has all the right notes. When I want to pour, when I want to drink, it just hits perfectly. The only issue is it doesn't have the proof. That's where when I want the proof, I'm going the Nulu. So, let's see. Let's switch it up. Let's do a rye. I've done some bourbon, quite a bit. So I'm gonna give you 3 options. Let's do 3 options. We can do either the Redwood Empire Rocket Top, we can do the New Rift 8-year rye, or we can do the Wild Turkey Rare Breed rye. Right? I think those 3 are pretty good. I can do like the Heaven Hill or like the Midwinters, but most people don't even care about those anymore. So RMZ says thoughts on Woodford's Double Oak. Oh, double oak. All right, RMZ. I'm gonna give you guys a sneak peek into what you're gonna see eventually this year. So if you guys do or don't know, my day job or my business is actually I'm a wedding photographer. I do photos and video, right? Which means I know my way around a camera. I want to make like a storyline of Woodford's Double Oak. It's been the one bottle that I've wanted literally ever since I heard about it. It's been like my unicorn in a sense, right? So I want to make this like super high quality movie-esque version of a bourbon hunt. But Woodford's Double Oak only releases one time a year at the distillery, so I have to go there. And it's only like a one-time thing. They don't give you a heads up of when. We know it's at the end of January, early February every year. Small quantity at the distillery, first come, first serve. So I may make like a crazy video around that because I gotta have it this year. So thoughts on it? I have to have it. I don't care what it costs. I just don't want to pay secondary. I can order right now for $500, right? I can order 23s and 24 for $500. I don't want to spend $500. So, because they're $375 bottles, you can buy one for like $250. A 375 milliliter bottle that MSRP is like $60 to $80. Like, I don't know exactly. To me, it's just not. I'm not paying $250. You know what I mean? Because I know they're just trying to like basically rip me the fuck off based off of quantity. So, yeah, that's why. Huskier says, New Rift. El Diablo says, how did you gain enough subscribers so you could live stream? Shorts or just enough people? El Diablo, you don't need, so like on TikTok, you need like 1,000 followers to live stream. On YouTube, you just wait 24 hours. You just have to set it up. I went live with like 200 subscribers and nobody watching. That's where like Tuxedo, Mr. Lopez, a few of like the OG people you see in the chat sometimes. That's where everybody came from, was that first initial live. That was a year ago on New Year's Eve. So that was my first ever live stream, and then I've gone live almost every week since. I like interacting with you guys, hearing your thoughts, chatting it up. I'm not even monetized. Like, I don't get paid from this. So I want to. Don't get me wrong. I'm all about trying to get paid from it, but that's more of just like, I want a fun hobby that I can do. But if I could also get paid for it, if I could get paid for drinking whiskey, drinking bourbon, come on, boys. And that's called living the fucking dream. But yeah, all you have to do is just set up your account, create a channel, and then you can apply for live streams. And all it takes is 24 hours. It just says you can't go live instantly. You have to wait 24 hours. Where's my other Glen? RMG says, I'll be looking forward to the video on it. Me too. I know it's going to be one of the, honestly, if I can execute it the way that I want, it'll be the biggest bourbon hunting video anybody's actually ever seen. In my mind, that's how it plays out. The question is can I execute and can I do it? I guess we're going to have to wait and see. El Diablo says, really? Last I looked, I thought it said I needed 50 subs. Better look again. No, I know that's not true because I have a separate channel that has 25 subscribers. And that was when I was doing stuff for my photography business. And I went live. I used to edit my photos live. I would just sit on a live stream and edit. Nobody was watching. I was live with just myself. So, again, that channel did not work. And that's cool. I have other channels. But, yeah, I mean, I went live without 50 subs. It could have changed since, in the past year, possibly. I don't think so, though. So, if you were to go live, I recommend this version, the up and down. The only reason it is because YouTube is pumping this kind of algorithm right now, and they want people to come in and hang out with you. The other live form doesn't do as well, but it allows new people to come in, chat with us. Like everybody that's watching now, if you haven't already, like, subscribe. It does help the channel grow. Obviously, if you like bourbon and whiskey. So, iRock says, oh shit, what up? Call me old fashioned gang. iRock, welcome to the stream, bud. You were up late last night, so I mean, I imagine you, I didn't know if you would show. But yeah, welcome. Glad you could make it. This ride's money, bro. New Rift, I love New Rift. I just like how they just came out of nowhere and just started like fucking laying their shit down, just saying, "Hey, we fucking here," They just come correct. Obviously, this New Rift is a 95.5 mash bill, like 95 rye, 5% malted barley, 8-year age, 100 proof. IROC says, doubling down on the party, bro. Hey, we're here for that. Tuck says, just watching some boring Saturday games. Waiting for my bills. Fuck the bills. IROC says, New Riff has a great pick at Kentucky Bourbon Fest. Great pick. What do you mean great pick? Like they're single barrel picks or they have something else? Because still, now that I've kind of like drank them, reviewed them to an extent, I think the New Riff single barrel bourbon is still better than the 8-year. It's better than any of the other ones I've had. The rye, this one's good, but I imagine that the New Riff rye single barrel is going to be better than the 8-year because of the proof and just because I just think it's going to be better. I don't know that yet, but that's one of those bottles that I will have this year. So, IROC says, Bills will lose. Love you, Tux, but it's going to happen. IROC, Yeah, I mean, it might as well get you a wrench. You know what I mean? Yeah, that earns you some brownie points. You know what I mean? Like, Tuck says, "I forgot you turned into the dark side. I can't be here." That's funny. Hey, y'all won't put a bet on it though. IROC says they did a single barrel for the fest. They do it every year, and this year's was awesome. IROC, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm gonna sound ignorant. Did they just bring their single barrel that they normally have, or is it a like special or limited edition or something simply just for the Bourbon Festival? Stride said Ravens all the way. I want the Ravens to come out of that conference, and then I want them to lose to the Lions. Does that make sense? Right? I want them to beat the Chiefs, beat the Bills, beat everybody. And I want them to lose to the Lions. My money's on the Lions this year, so I just need them to wear the blackout unis all year. Those are my favorite. If I wasn't such a diehard Dolphin fan, I would buy one. But you'll never catch me in anything other than my Miami gear. Iraq says Denver wins by at least a tutty. God damn, Iraq, you coming for his throat. Damn. So IROC says 7, Tuck says 6.5, or he'll drain pour a bottle. Let's go Brandon says go Bills. I mean, I love the name, but not the Bills, bro. El Diablo says, gotcha, my buddy has a YouTube channel. He has like 625 subscribers. God damn. He says, I guess I could ask him how it works too. I've appeared like a dozen times on his channel, but on the fence starting one. I mean, bro, hey, what I would say is if you're even thinking about it, just do it, right? Damn. No, he didn't. Let's go. Brandon says Dolphins are trash. Somebody fucking ban that dude. Oh, let's go, Brandon. I appreciate you being here, but like, you just can't. You can't. It's still too soon. You know, it's too soon for me. El Diablo, no, for real. If you're on the fence, just do it. Because one, you're gonna learn two things. Either you're gonna learn you're really good at it, and it is the right move for you, or you're gonna learn it's not the greatest fit for you. But you'll never know unless you try. I've had 4 or 5 different channels that did not work, but I'm pretty good at making videos. So live streaming is just fun. So I would say just do it. And then you let me know when you do it. Eric says they legit just take a barrel. That's the Kentucky Bourbon Festival pick. So that's pretty cool. Obviously, you guys know this coming year in 2025 for the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, I'm going. We're going to get a group together of all the OGs or people in the chat. We're going to go hang out at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. We're going to do something. We got time, obviously, but we'll get our HR department on it. Let's go. Brandon says bye. I love you, but bye. You can come back when the Dolphins win a Super Bowl. IROC says, let's bet. Bills lose, Broncos win. I'm not betting against that. That's what I'm rooting for. Bro, could you imagine Josh Allen goes down at the hands of the Broncos? Oh my God, that'd be a good day. Iraq says, I will be there. I will take leave and I will be there. Iraq, we'll make sure that you're available on the day. I'll have to call in something, you know, an escort or whoever. But yeah, no, you live fairly. I mean, you lived fairly close, so yeah. But no, I'll make it a little. So like I normally do things a little by fly by the seat of my pants, but we'll do something like more like professional. I'm never gonna charge anybody any money, but I'll hold off like a hotel block at maybe like a Marriott, so that way people can all book at the same hotel. Maybe I ran out a conference room there, and we can like have like a little like get together party thing. Then by the time we get to Kentucky Bourbon Festival, we can have just fun, run around. Whoever wants to hang can hang. So El Diablo says you're easy to listen to. I don't have time for editing videos, but I think I can do live streams. El Diablo, hence why I do so many lives. Right now, my life's super busy. Right. Again, all of these are excuses on my end, so just take that for what you will. But right, this computer does all my editing. That's all I do is video editing and photo editing. But I have to catch up on a lot of my day job stuff before I can really put footage and videos onto this computer. So, and I'm almost done. Don't get me wrong. But I've done a lot more live streams simply because the time it would take me to film a video, edit it, and post it is twice as long than any live stream I'll ever do. So it just takes me a lot longer to do that stuff. But live streaming does have its perks and it has its downfalls, but it is fun. I think one of my biggest strengths is being able to like just hang out with you guys, you know, sit in the chat, chitty chat, drink some bourbon. It has its negatives, you know what I mean? Like most people like normal, just quick videos. Some people don't like live streams, and that is okay. That's why I do a little bit of everything. RMZ says you're gonna blow up. It's not gonna be long. I know. I'm here for it. I'd love to say like, ooh, we already have, but to be honest, I have not put the work in to blow up in most people's eyes. This year, I'd say come February, March, you're gonna see things grow super quick because I'm gonna actually put some serious, crazy effort into it. Not that I haven't, but I've been so busy with the new kid. The wife was pregnant at a certain point. Like as soon as I started the stream or started the channel, the wife got pregnant. We had the kid. I went back to a day job. My business picked up, so things were crazy, you know. But that's where things are starting to kind of get back into a groove, and I can actually get back to like doing some fun stuff. So other than just our live streams, I still want to keep our live streams, but you know what I mean. Joker says we can beat it again. Mr. Joker, welcome to the stream. I don't know what you're referring to, but welcome back. Iraq says I'll be stationed in DC, but I'll be there though. Hey, I'm counting on it. Joker says Lions are taking that W and the Broncos are losing. Joker, that sounds like a perfect way to start and end my Sunday. Iraq says I hope Detroit wins it all, even though I'm a Bears fan. I agree. As a Dolphin fan, I'm rooting for the coach, St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs. I like the team. You know what I mean? I like the grit. I like the colors on the unis. So I think it would be a cool team to win. And Tom says, go Detroit. We're just creating Lions fans out here, boys. That's all we're doing. El Diablo says, right? Yeah, the banner, the back and forth is nice. It's a major plus. But some people just don't care for it. Some people do. Some people want quick reviews. Some people want other things. And you're not going to please everybody. So just kind of just start it, do it, and you'll figure out what works best for you anyway. Ira says, bite kneecaps, baby. And the Bears are probably going to pick up like a punter in their first round anyway, so. That's funny. We took the kid today for his first trip to Hooters. So we got some wings and curly fries, me and the wife, and then the kid ate some puffs, is what we call it. I don't know if that's the actual name, but he had some puffs and just kind of looked around. Thomas says he was born in Detroit. To be honest, guys, this rye is not hitting tonight. Don't know why. But Joker says, I've been asking for that pity mod, and he don't make me happy. Ha 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 ha. I mean, Joker, you came in quite a few times lately. You're working there. But I believe you went ghost for like a hot minute, so I'll get with HR and I'll see if the requests pass. Let's do some Green River foolproof. Somebody brought that up earlier. I think that'd be a good pour. Let me grab a new blend. Grab my water. Alex says, that's the Bears way. We took a limp wrist. Fuck. First pick this year, right? I mean, I think Caleb's pretty good, but El Diablo says, cool, great advice. You're welcome. I mean, I've been doing like YouTube stuff for a long time, and not because it works, but Hill Billings says, anyone have only drams? Is that like Q for like OnlyFans or something? Like, what are we talking about, Hill Billington? Am I tripping? Is there a straight up a fucking thing for like only pours? Like, what the fuck is happening? Iraq says, I haven't been to a Hooters in years. Wife hates it because I used to. Yep. I used to work at Hooters years ago. Years and years and years ago. But no, it was just a cool thing me and my dad used to do. He used to take me and my brothers at Hooters every time we went down to South Florida. So I just wanted to keep the tradition alive. So me, the wife, the kid went for his first time. It was cool. So it's just different. You know what I mean? Joker says, yeah, I do. I did go ghost. I did ghost it up, and I didn't say beat earlier. LOL. I said, let's beat it. Bet it up. And he bets. Joker, I'm not betting you no more. You win all the time. I lost my last bet with Joker. I had to send him a whole bottle, so. Iraq says Caleb William is fucking balls. Damn, bro. El Diablo says the Hooters in my area was taken away from us. So Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks. That's what we were talking about. I was thinking it was Tilted Kilt earlier. Twin Peaks, yeah. I don't know what their food's like. Hooters, all the bullshit aside, actually has really good wings. So, Hillbilling says username iRock took girls home. Sheesh, lies. LOL. It's an app. My God. Oh, okay. Thomas says sipping on a Penelope toasted bourbon store pick at 116 now. Okay. What do you think of the Penelope toasted though, Thomas? Is it like campfire punch you in the face, or is it like decent level for you? Boris back in the chat says, hey brother, what whiskey would you compare Green River Foolproof to? I don't know. I haven't had a sip of it yet. But Boris, you've never been to Hooters? God damn, bro. You gotta go to Hooters. They do have good wings. My typical order is gonna be a pitcher of beer, 50 wings, mild. They put a little sauce on them, but wait, there's more. Curly fries, and I get cheese sauce, so that way I can dip the wings in the cheese sauce, a little mild sauce on it. Eat it, money. Just saying. That's what my dad used to order too, so that's what we did. I don't know if you can compare Green River to really anything. Like, it's good. It's got that little minty note, slight mint, little chocolate note. Reminds me of Thin Mints. there's nothing else that reminds me of Thin Mints. That's why I went out and bought this bottle, because somebody sent me a sample. I don't know. I would say just buy Green River Full Proof. If it's not that expensive, I think it's worth it. So. Stride said, had some mixtures toasted rye earlier. And wow. Okay. I haven't had that one either. I did hear, like, mixtures gets a lot of hype, so it sells out pretty quick around us. But I heard that one's pretty good. I have not tried it though. But if I ever do, let you know. Boris says, never been to Hooters. Oh, I already read that, my bad. Joker says, love this channel. Everyone subscribe, like the channel, support the pours and chats, comments. Call me old-fashioned lifer. Joker, I appreciate it. Stry says, give it to us straight on that Green River. No, it's really good. The Green River's. Oh shit, the other camera died. Give me 1 second. I'll swap the batteries out, boys. Swapping batteries. That just means we've been live for quite a while. You know what's funny? I didn't change it, but I figured out a way to stop my batteries from dying mid live stream, and I was like, I should do that, and no, I didn't. But next week. No, the Green River, it's got really good flavor. Vanilla, caramel, cinnamon, mint, chocolate, Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies. That's what it reminds me of, is Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies. That's the only reason I bought this bottle, because I've never had one that had chocolate and mint that paired really well together. And I was like, that's really good. The proof on it's 118.1 proof. So you still got a little heat. Finishes is medium. Yeah, just medium. I would say mid-range finish. But good. Good flavor. Thomas says, it's a heavy toast, but it doesn't really taste like it. That's good. I'm glad. Mine tastes like I'm getting punched in the face. So, Mr. Mom in the chat. It's been a while, Mr. Mom. I know you missed a couple, but I appreciate you being here. Thomas says, Green River single barrel picks on my list to find in 2025. A single barrel of the full proof? I'd be down. Hey, Billington says, this guy in dead cameras every time. Yeah, well, I've been live for almost 2 hours. So this is my second live stream tonight. I was live earlier doing the Woodfords, and then my camera just kind of died off. So it's fine. Bro, Boris, if you buy Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies and you don't put it in the freezer, you're a psychopath. Simple as that. If you buy the tagalongs, the peanut butter and chocolate ones, those are good too. If you don't put those in the freezer, you're a psychopath. So, Raging Cajun. Cheers all. Welcome back to the stream, bud. Glad to have you here. El Diablo says, Boris, Hooters is terrible. Beautiful big-breasted women wearing tight clothes, always distracting you while you're trying to eat. Half your food ends up on the floor because your head's constantly on a swivel. God damn, bro. To be honest, my wings were good. My fries were good. My drinks were horrible. I didn't get beer this time. The wife got a margarita. I got an old-fashioned, if you can even call it that. My old-fashioned at this Hooters, they straight up poured simple syrup in the glass. Don't know if they put bitters. And then poured bourbon and like chunk ice, right? Not good. They did not even stir my drink because I drank a sip. I go, that tastes like fucking watered down Angel's Envy. Then I took a couple more sips and my straw got a little deeper. And I was like, that tastes like straight simple syrup. And I go, fuck, they didn't mix it. So then I mix it and it tastes like simple syrup, Angel's Envy, and water. Not good. Not a good time on the drink. So wife's margarita was fucking disgusting. I don't know what was up with that, but it tasted like if Mr. Clean came out with a version of a margarita mix. So I'm here for the people. Mr. Mom says I need to move the dead body, put the Thin Mints in the freezer. Yeah, chuck the dead body in the backyard. Who cares? Put the Thin Mints in the freezer. Iraq says, bro, that's a beer only place. I get it. I don't care for beer like that. I should have, and I agree. I did it wrong because my dad would have ordered a pitcher of beer. My brother would have ordered a pitcher of beer. Back in the day, I would have ordered 3 pitchers of beer. I just knew I only wanted one beer, and it was the same price. To be honest, the first thing I ordered was this like fancy version of a cherry Coke Jack 7. It was like some like cherry puree with like Coca-Cola and Jack number 7. And I was like, I'm down to try that. That sounds good. Right? It was like $6 and they were out. How are you out? I have no idea. But then I was like, all right, old fashioned. They said, cool, here's this fucking slop. I was pissed. So Boris says that's a sad drink. It was pitiful, bro. Ricky C. It's been a minute, bud. Welcome back to the stream. Says Green River barrel strength. Yeah, foolproof. Yeah, good stuff. You're just popping in, bud. I mean, we've drank a lot more better than this tonight, but this is good stuff too. Don't get me wrong. Raging Cajun says, "What do you think about that Green River foolproof? I really enjoyed the one I had. Raging, it's good. It's really good. It's weird enough to like. I don't know how to describe it. Like where it would fall in my lineup of things to get, right? Like I only bought this simply because I've never had a bottle that has the tasting notes like this one does. Like you get like the vanilla, the caramel, a touch of cinnamon. It has a different spice in there as well, but it also has a mint note and a chocolate note that are pretty well standouts. And it reminds me of Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies. That's the only reason I bought this bottle. It is good, don't get me wrong, but because of those 2 notes, that's why I got it. I said, that's different. That stands out on my shelf. When I go get something else, I can have the dark caramels and the chocolates and whatever, but this one with like the mint chocolate chip vibes, like I'm good with that. So I like it a lot, but it's one of those bottles that I would keep simply because it does stand out. Being foolproof and being 118.1 proof, that's just an added bonus. Iraq says I would chug too. Joker says I take my body to grandma's pig farm. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Mr. Mom says no cherries at Hooters. There was no cherry. There was no orange peel. There was no love. That's it. You know what I mean? They didn't even come over and be like, sorry. You know what I mean? They didn't do nothing. They just threw my old fashioned down like I was a fucking peasant. I go, excuse me, do you know I have a YouTube channel with like 4 subscribers? They're like, piss off. So I was not a good old fashioned. I wish it was. I wish it was amazing so I can just tell you how great my fucking day was at Hooters, but it wasn't. It was a good time, great experience. Kids' first time. We had good wings, okay fries, drinks were horrible. So Iraq says Derrick Henry is my hero. I mean, his cheeks were out this year, so. Thomas says the single barrels were over 120. Ricky says Green River is great value. It's the cheap stuff they sell at Bardstown Distillery. That's the one of their value brands because the Bardstown Discovery Series and other stuff is much more. I do know Bardstown owns them now, but I think it's still the Green River's mash bill. I don't know if it's just like the throwaway juice. Iraq says, yeah, no cherries or Hooters, all roast beef. Hey. Facts. Anyways, it's Saturday. Who do we got for tomorrow's games? What are you guys betting on? What are you guys drinking on tonight? I wish I have a pour of the Green River Full Proof. I can always switch it up, but you guys let me know. Thomas says the Bardstown single barrel store picks are awesome. One of my favorites, bro. I have this one. It's the Bardstown Bourbon Company single barrel from Shores Liquor. This one. That one has a chocolate note as well. It's also like higher proof. What is this one? 126.8 proof. It is delicious. Kind of pricey. I believe it was over $100. I don't even remember what I paid for it, to be honest, but it was up there. This was one of the ones I got early 2024. I made a video saying, hey, this is my best pour of 2024. And everybody's like, it's your first one. I was like, yeah, I know. That's the point of the video. So, but this one is really good. So, if I can find more, I definitely would. Put that back. All right. Anyway, Ricky says, love me some roast beef. Juicy. It's got to be juicy if you're eating it, bro. Raging says, Rick C, agree. It's great value for high proof bourbon. Sort of like the Blue Note uncut, unfiltered. Hard to beat for the price. I have yet to have the Blue Note. I went and looked for one. They were sold out when I went. But yeah, that's definitely one on my list as well. Stride says, about to pour some Peerless Double Oak. Way to make me jealous, Stride. I want some Peerless Double Oak. It's the only one I'm waiting on before I do like a double oak blind. I feel like I can't do a proper double oak blind without the Peerless. People will like it, people will hate it. I don't care. I can't find it. So Thomas says it's worth the $89 paid for it. $89 is not a bad price for that. I would be okay with paying $100 for my single barrel. Husker says switch to the Kansas or Knob. I keep saying Kansas City. Knob Creek Rye. Huskier, real quick, what's the proof on that again? Is it 100 proof or is it what is it 90? Ricky said I did a blending session at Bardstown Distillery. It was like the iPhone store, but I wasn't going to buy stuff there. Great blending experience though. Okay. I get it. It definitely feels like high-end Apple store. They're trying to sell you while you're there. Totally get it. I don't know. I'm different, I guess. Normally, like for me, like if I was to travel all the way up to Kentucky and hit all those distilleries, I would probably budget out saying I'm going to buy one bottle from each distillery just so I can say I did. But I definitely can be the first to say I know when a budget gets out of hand, so I'm there for it. Mission Mom says I had a pour of Elvis Rye. Don't know if I'm having anything else. Probably going to bed in a bit. Had a lunch date tomorrow. First time meeting this lady. Hey, Mr. Mom, good luck. Hopefully it turns into dessert. But I get it. I've never had the Elvis Rye. Thomas says I have a 117 proof Blue Note that I haven't opened yet. Just send it to me. I'll open it for you. 113 on the Burr Rye. Okay. I may have fucked up. I should have picked that up then. Iraq says Bardstown is garbage? No, stop it. It's expensive. I'll say that. It's not garbage though. I like the rye a lot. I like my single barrel a lot. I'm not saying go crazy in Bardstown, but it's definitely not garbage. Iraq says, bro, you come here, we'll definitely not be going to Bardstown. It's not really on my list to go to, but if we came across it, I wouldn't be mad. The ones I want to go to for sure, I want to go to Jim Beam. I want to go to Woodford's. Obviously, Buffalo Trace. I want to hit New Rift in Ohio, either on the way out, on the way in. I don't care when we hit it, but I want to hit New Rift. What the fuck was the other one I wanted to hit? There's like one more. I don't know off the top of my head, but those I definitely want to hit eventually. They don't even have to be the same trip, just sometime. Strice says, well, my Peerless came from DC, 109 proof. I'm not driving DC for a double oak bottle, but I get you. I wish I could just find it in my normal liquor stores. Took you a while to find. It took. I can find the rye. I can find the cognac finish. I can find the regular Peerless, but I can't find the double oak. Joker says that Green River is only $50 in Colorado. It's only like 50, 45 here. It's not expensive. Thomas says he's never had a Peerless product. That's crazy. I've had a pour. There's regular bourbon, but I've never had a double oak. Joker says, is that Bardstown rye? Is that a Texas version? No, I don't think so. Eric says, I'm not paying the price that they want for the product. There's better stuff out there for the price. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue on that. The Bardstown is definitely more expensive. And you're almost paying for the history. Not that I don't think it's good, but I definitely think there is better stuff out there. Clint says, where are you located? Jacksonville and St. Augustine, Florida. Ricky says, at Peerless I had... Mission Mom says, Ben Holiday or Still Austin? If I had to choose one and one only, I'd probably go Still Austin. But I do love both. Ben Holiday is great. Still Austin's more of like that. I go for when I want a better pour. Ben Holiday is what I go for when I want to pour and I don't care to look at the tasting notes. I just want something that's good and decent price. But Still Austin is a little bit cheaper and their cask strength is better. So Tron Jones says, I definitely want to go to Jim Beam. Hello, call me old fashioned, back from last week. Good to see you again. Oh, good to see you again. Yeah, Jim Beam's like a staple. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I have to go to that. Thomas says, I think Peerless stuff is overpriced. I'm not saying it's not overpriced, but I just know I need the double oak for the blind. Ricky says, Bardstown was a great vibe. And event went back for the bar area. Great looking Kentucky product for great ambience. I hear Bardstown, like the experience when you go is very good. It's just everything costs a little bit more than the average. But I hear their stuff looks and feels top notch, like as an experience wise. Tuxedo says, I want to go to Fireball. Stop it. RX says, Peerless is a cool tour. That'd be cool. That'd be a cool one to go to is Peerless. RX says it's a new distillery that has new history. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to do that. It wouldn't be at the tippity top of my list unless I could like ensure I was getting a double oak, but I mean, it'd definitely be a cool one to stop by. Anyways. Troy says, I gave 110 for the Peerless Double Oak. 110? Damn, that's a little pricey, bro. I was hoping to spend like less than 100 on it, but at this point, it's the only one I'm waiting on for the video that I had planned because I wanted to do a giant double oak blind. But I need to do it before my Nulu runs out, and I need to do it before something else crazy comes out, you know? Obviously, like, people are going to be like, oh, you didn't include the 13's Colony Double Oak. I'm not going to buy that one, though. Unless I get it for super cheap. Mr. Mom says I'm going to head out. Good night, everyone. Mr. Mom, appreciate you stopping by. As always, thanks for the support. Hopefully you liked the stream before you dip out, but have a good night. Good luck on the date tomorrow, as always. And yeah, I will see you on the other side, brother. Mr. Joker says, night, Mr. Mom. Everybody's saying good night. Thomas says, Peerless Double Oak is around 150 here. That's tough, bro. That's 150? RX says, I'm a Jim Beam guy. The best tour you can do. So maybe bourbon lines, the history, everything. That's why I think like Jim Beam's been around a while. They do have a bunch of branches. I think overall they would be a really good like experience in general. So I get it. Joker says, I'm out as well, fellas. TC. See ya. Only the next one. On the next one, I think he meant. But Joker, as always, appreciate you stopping by. See you on the other side. Stride says, missed it at my local Total Wine, sold out fast. Everything like that kind of sells out pretty quick. It's brutal, bro. Total Wine be pumping shit out. Doc says, damn, everyone leaving. Oh, RMZ said goodnight, Tuxedo Cat. I think he thought you were leaving. But he could be leaving. I could be wrong. Let's see. What's next, boys? What's next? I'm going to do probably maybe one, maybe two more pours, depending on who's left. But, I mean, I got some stuff in here, so let's drink it up. Should I drink? I did Eagle Rare last night. Let's do Weller. Right? Remember? If you guys remember. Oh, thank God I have one more Glen. I did not want to drink that without a new Glen. Clint says, I got the Peerless Double Oak and the Double Oak Rye for $90 in Michigan. We get a few people here from Michigan. I hear they got great prices for bourbon in Michigan, but I couldn't be farther. You know what I mean? I'm in Florida. I'm not driving to save $20, but I find the Double Oak Rye often. I don't want that one though. Anyways, so you guys know, I typically have a pour of this bottle of Weller anytime the kid has a cool milestone. I think going to Hooters for the first time is a cool milestone. So for me, that's enough an excuse to drink this one. I know it's not the most fanciest bottle. It just has the most meaning to me, so it's all good. Raiden says, Total Wine prices are getting crazy, at least around me. I will say, Total Wine is becoming this, like, you can't find normal bourbon, normal whiskey. It's almost all Total Wine brands at this point. It's starting to annoy me. So, Ricky says, check out the Whiskey Thief Distilling Company, family owned, and the people that pour my bourbon and eyes were definitely between 16 to 20 years. What? I don't know what you're referring to, Ricky. That's my bad. Whiskey Thief. I'll look into them though. Tron Jones says, yeah, I would go for JB just for the history as well. What's the oldest distillery in the U.S.? Everybody kind of claims to be the oldest, to be honest. Green River's pretty old. Heaven Hill's pretty old. Jack Daniel's kind of old. I don't know exactly, to be honest. But I'll definitely find out, though. Thomas says $90 is a great price. Rick says, you drink straight from the barrel? I mean, I'll drink anything. Straight from the barrel, straight from my glass. I don't care. Stride says, I miss my bottle of Weller 12. I want to get the other ones, right? But just in case anybody doesn't know, so my uncle sent me this bottle in particular. Yeah, I called him. right? I called him when we were in the hospital. The wife was about to give birth, and I was just chit-chatting. And he's a big bourbon guy, right? And he goes, yeah, I picked up a couple bottles. I go, man, I'd love to find some Weller, but I've never physically seen Weller in Florida. I haven't. I find all types of crazy shit, but never Weller. And he goes, oh, we get it all the time here in Colorado. I said, good for you. So he ordered this one, right? He doesn't know what's hype or what's not. So it's not like he was picking and choosing. He said, hey, I sent you something. When I came home from the hospital with my son, the wife, this is what's at the door waiting for me. I didn't drink it right away, but my first pour was this after my son was born. So I thought that was cool. And it's just been like more of the nostalgic bottle for me because it's cheap. I can get another one if I want it. I technically should be able to find it for MSRP most times, and eventually it should die down. But that's why I drink this one during cool times like that. So, son's first Hooters trip. Cheers. Husker says, just took my daughter to Hooters in Jacksonville down by the river. When she was 8 days old, she was born there. Husker, are you in Jacksonville, Florida? I just went to the Jacksonville off of where did I go? Off Hooters on San Jose in Jacksonville, Florida. That's where I went. Ricky says, rise, not eyes. Autocorrect is messing my typing. I get it. It's the bourbon. But Ricky says, Peerless is one of the oldest, like 7 or 6. I know they're older, but their distillery is kind of newer. He says, on Kentucky Registry. Iraq says, the oldest in America is the Peerless, then JD. Yes and no. I believe JD is also like, or not JD, Peerless is also like, they have a new place now. I could be wrong though. Stripe says, going to go get that ABC point system in Florida. Got to get on the ABC point system in Florida. Earn points, get in the vault, find those unicorns for MSRP. I agree and I disagree. Because there's so many point systems in Florida that it's hard to choose. ABC almost has nothing that I ever want, so it's hard for me to build points there. Total Wine at least has some, or at least has shit on sale that I'm okay with buying and stacking up. My other liquor store where I get all my single barrel picks, that's the one I really kind of put my energy and money into. And it's okay, it's good enough. But I'd love to get in the vaults and stuff, but there's only so much money I can really spend on bourbon, you know? Husker says, in South Dakota, we adopted her 16 years ago. Well, congrats on that. Is there a Jacksonville in South Dakota? Tron Jones says, we went to my local goody and they have the Weller under lock and key in the back. What the fuck? I expect that from Hennessy, but not whiskey? No, whiskey, bourbon, a lot more than Hennessy. Maybe the white Hennessy, but not the regular Hennessy. Ricky says, have a good night all. Cheers. Ricky, I appreciate you stopping by, as always. Make sure you drop a like on the stream before you leave. But as of course, I will see you on the other side. Iraq says, Peerless reactivated their number. Something like that. Let me see. Husher says, no, Jacksonville, South Dakota. Bro, there's a Jacksonville in South Dakota, North Carolina, and Florida. I didn't know that. Tron Jones says, I'm in Dallas. All the Hennessy in all the stores are under lock and key. I mean, I can't blame them. Hennessy is pretty good. Makes it a little hypnotic, make a little Incredible Hulks. The basic stuff I can do without, but the white Hennessy is pretty good. Eric says, bro, the tour at Peerless is so cool. I mean, I'm down. I'd love to do it. I just trying to find the time to do every distillery would be a lot. I'd love to figure it out. But like obviously, I'm sure somebody out there has a map of like how to do the Kentucky Bourbon Trail in the best way humanly possible. That's not me yet. Maybe one day I create that, but not yet. Somebody has it. I'd love to see that map. You know what I mean? Like where to stay, what the prices are, breakdown, what the budget should be for the entire trip, like all the little nook and cranny details that most people want to know, they just don't want to ask because it sounds weird. You know what I mean? Tom says Hood stores in Lansing and Flint have everything under lock and key. I will say in Vegas, when you go to the CVS, you can't even buy detergent without getting somebody to come put a code in. So I mean, stores are getting crazy out there nowadays anyway. So Hill Billington says it takes days to do the travel. Understandably, but if I said, hey, I have 2 weeks, somebody tell me how to do it properly. Like I always hope there's somebody out there with a map and a game plan with all the little nook and cranny details of how much, what hotels to book, where to eat, all that. Because that's what I would do. You know what I mean? So if somebody hasn't, I need to figure out some time so I can go do that. As Stry says, it sounds like you just found your next move. It's always my next move. RMZ says, have you ever thought about doing bourbon hunts? I do. I have. The issue, RMZ, I think you missed my excuse train earlier. 2024, I started the channel. Or technically 2023, New Year's, I started the channel. 2024, my wife was pregnant. We had the kid. I went back to work. She stopped working. My business kind of did some crazy stuff. So it's been a hard year for me to do bourbon hunts. But in 2025, I expect to do bourbon hunts. I also want to do more cinematic videos as well. So I have a crazy idea for early in the year. We're just going to wait and see if we can execute first. Hey, Billing says those details start months in advance, booking tours back over weeks at least. I do know that. I do know like if you want to go to the distillery, you got to book out like early. So when you figure out your trip, hopefully it's not overnight, and then you just start making it happen. You start booking your plans. That is definitely me. So I would. Mr. Lopez, what's up, fellas? Mr. Lopez, welcome back. Glad you could make it. Eric says, got you, bro. Right around Kansas, Kentucky Bourbon Festival. Probably. Hill Billings says, no one knows what KBF is. A Kentucky Bourbon Festival. If you don't know what the Kentucky Bourbon Festival is, bro, I mean, you gotta figure it out. Kentucky Bourbon Festival is pretty popular. That's like saying translate. I mean, Kentucky Bourbon Festival is. I didn't know it sold out. By the way, I thought you could just get in. When it posted last year, like, hey, last minute tickets, I was like, hey, who wants to go? And then the tickets sold out. I go, oh, fuck, I can't even go. Anyways, so Weller Special Reserve pour in the books. Special occasion pour done. Again, it's nothing too special pour wise, but it does kind of bring you back to the original reason of why you're doing it. Steven says, if me and you could go to the festival together, would you let me massage your beautiful beard? I mean, you got to bring beard oil. It's got to be the bourbon and vanilla, right? Bourbon, vanilla. And yeah, I mean, like 10 seconds. Yeah. At the festival, anything longer than that at the festival, people may start forming a line. I don't want to do that. So it'd have to be like a quick, like, let's do 5 seconds. But I got you. I'll see you at the Bourbon Festival this year in 2025. Iraq says, I was there and the juice was good. I just think the Bourbon Festival in general is a cool way to experience a lot of different distilleries really quick. I don't think it's a cool way to kind of just have a cool event to like meet with people to watch the channel, try some whiskey, and have a good fucking time. Anyway, fellas, I think that's probably where we end the stream. I don't want to drink too many pours anyway. But kind of what's next week. I know we're doing a blind video, depends on which day. And then we're going to do the Limestone Farms tastings of everything that they offer as well. So we're going to break those down next week. I'm probably going to do a few, maybe 1 or 2 videos during the week. So stay tuned for those if you haven't already. Like, subscribe, do all of that jazz, of course. El Diablo says, okay, so just looked right now on my channel to create live streams. It says most there. It says most there and trying to create more shorts. Try to raise 50 subscribers to unlock live streamings on YouTube. That's weird. El Diablo, that might be a new thing. You got to think about like 4 years ago, YouTube, you didn't even have to have 1,000 subscribers to be subscribed, or you didn't have to have the watch time to be monetized. You just had to have 1,000 subscribers. Now you have to have 1,000 subscribers plus the watch time. So that's got to be new. Lopez says, I just got here. Bro, I've been live for 2 hours. And I was live on the other live stream on the platform you like better. You weren't there. Try says, enjoyed it. Great content. I appreciate it. There's only so long I can talk. Plus, I'm getting hungry and I got to pee. So, I mean, if you guys want to head over to the Discord, by all means, head over to the Discord. If you're not in it, Tux has the link, but we'll, maybe in like 10, 20 minutes, I pop over in the party chat and we hang out there. Yeah, El Diablo, I don't know. This is probably going to be the dumbest thing you ever heard, but I'd say YouTube it. See if anybody else is, if that's a new rule that I just don't know about, then maybe check that out. It was before my time being at 50, but I bet you I could switch over to my other channel that's not at 50 and go live. I don't know why, though. Ms. Lopez says, how's that my fault? Well, I notified you. I threw it in the Discord. I let you know. I said, hey, Mr. Lopez, just so you know, I started going live at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for you, not for anybody else. For you. He said, don't forget to put the seat down. I'm pregnant. Yeah, I'm pregnant. Appreciate it, boys. As always, make sure you drop a little like, subscribe to the channel. Go watch some of the other videos so we can get our watch time up. As always, we're almost there. We're almost there. I'd love to go live for 24 hours. I just don't think I'd hit it if I did. So Trump, Mr. Jones says, "See you next week." Iraq says, it's going to be a soccer player. No. Husker says, "Thanks for the content and cheers all." Absolutely, guys. Let me cue the music. I was cue it late, so. I don't know why, Rob. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you boys on the other side. Peace. The Weller is not a pledge. If you rewatch it, you'll see. Hey, boys.